What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the construction site. That's right, we are still working this out. It's your boy Ned White, and I am still operating in this place where I am under construction. I hope you are doing well. I hope that you had a great week. I hope that everything that's been going on around you, whether it be a struggle or not, has been beneficial in teaching you something that you might not have known before. So today, I needed to come before you guys and talk about something completely different than our under construction model, right? We've been building and we've been putting in place all those things and properly, strategically moving forward with some great intentions. But I needed to take a sidebar today. So please forgive me. Please bear with me because I think it's important, because I think every day is a teaching moment, right? Every moment that we are alive, we should be learning something new, different, or valuable. And so today I had an opportunity to be inspired, educated, and uplifted. It was a tough moment, but it helped me in a lot of ways. And so, without going into any of the particulars or details, because it's not my story completely to tell, but I will tell what I learned. So, I figured out, as we're doing this process, this work that we're doing for ourselves, it isn't always as easy as we think it is to do the things that have to be done, right? And so, when we talk about clearing our pathways and clearing our foundations and making the movements that we try to make to better ourselves, um, it's not easy. It's not easy. And sometimes we end up finding ourselves grappling with the thought of losing something or losing someone who we've had great value in, or we've loved, or we touched, and they've touched us in a way that's different than anybody else. And so it becomes very difficult sometimes to manage that, right? And so I don't ever want to paint a picture or give the illusion that the stuff that I talk about through the under construction model is just cut and dry. It's like, hey, just sever that tie and move on. Sometimes we have to and deal with the consequences of it, but we have to be mindful that there are consequences, right? That we're going to hurt, that we're going to have grief and loss, that we're going to be dealing with some things sometimes that can cause us to stumble. And so today I'm just going to talk about that a little bit. I mean, the process of grief and loss, and understand that loss isn't always about death, right? Loss sometimes is when we've changed our lifestyle or our way of doing or our way of thinking, and the people who were once in our inner circle are no longer there for whatever reason, because we've changed who we are, because we do things differently than we've ever done before, because our expectations are different. We lose some friends, we lose some loved ones, we lose some family, as we depart and grow from who we used to be. And so be mindful of that as we're moving forward and as making yourself the better person, the better you, the more authentic you. Know that there's going to be some folks that are on the journey with you today that might not be on the journey with you tomorrow. Know that there's going to be some folks who are going to be a part of your group, your connection, your resources, your pool of influence that you might not need anymore. And it's not going to be easy to deal with that in a way that's free of hurt because you're going to have to deal with the pain. You know, old school gym guys and old school weightlifters and bodybuilders would say to you, no pain, no gain, right? That's a very true statement, but the pain is still real. And so be aware of who you are. Take the time to deal with your grief in the way that works for you. Be honest with yourself when you're hurting or when you're struggling, so that you are dealing with your mind in a way that allows you to really handle the changes that you're putting yourself and you're creating for yourself. Um, it's not an easy task to walk away from someone you love. It's not an easy place to be, to say to someone who you've grown accustomed to being in your world and a part of your life, that they're not no longer needed, or that you don't desire to have them there because you're at different places. Doesn't mean you don't love them still. Doesn't mean that they're not important. It just means that now that they've gone from being part of your inner circle to maybe to your outer circle, or maybe they're no longer part of your circle at all because of the circumstances. We talked a week ago or 2 weeks ago about, being mindful of who you're plugged into, making sure that that current goes back and forth, it loops, that you're getting back the energy that you put out, that you're receiving something that helps you grow. Because if you're just pouring out to other folks and you're empowering other folks and you're stimulating other folks to do more and you're not getting anything back, you will run out. You will be depleted. You will drain yourself. So be aware of this process, that what you do, what we do, is all about moving forward. But let's not fool ourselves and realize that when we move forward, that our world is changing for us. The way that we operate, the way that we do things, the way that we think, the way that we are now moving is different than it was the day before. And not everybody's going to move the same way with us anymore. Not everybody's going to ride the same ride we're riding. Not everybody's going to be down with you like they were before. Some folks are going to say, you changed, you different, you trying to act new. Well, yes, I am, because it's for my betterment. And if that's not something that you're comfortable with or you can't get down with, my apologies for making you uncomfortable as I try to grow. So let's be on our A game, right? Not just in our movement forward with the stuff that we have to do, but also in our own self-care. How do we move for us, right? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. How am I taking care of me? So be mindful of that today, folks. I know this was a little bit different than what we've been talking about, but it's all connected. Please understand that this process, this under construction, has many facets. And so as we start digging and we start peeling back this onion of life that we're in, you'll start seeing different things come to the table, and we'll address those things as they come to the table. We'll talk about it together. I'm going to implore folks, listen, if I say something in my videos that strikes a nerve or causes you to think differently, share it with me. Share it with the folks who are watching and listening so that we're all doing this together. I don't want to just be this guy sitting in front of the camera on a regular basis, just spewing out information, even though I believe that it's helpful to some because you've told me. But I want to make sure that we're all in it together and you realize that you're not riding this alone, that you're on a journey with a group of folks who are supportive, who are loving, and who care about your well-being, because I know I do. And if I'm the only one, then please let me know so I can feed back to you what I hear, what I know, what I feel, because I'm going to continually and forever love you. I'm going to forever pray for you, and I'm going to forever be here as a support system for those who desire to have it. I pray again that this is something that's beneficial to folks. I'm just putting out there what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with on a daily basis. And I'm hoping that in my own testimony and in my own walk and journey, that there's somebody else out there who's helpful or being helped, in the process. Let's continue to care for each other. Let's continue to care for yourselves in a way that helps you grow. I thank you for your time. I always thank you for listening, and I appreciate you, not for being on this call with me or in this video with me, but I appreciate you because you're doing the work. And I know that if you do the work on your end and I do the work on my end, our communities, our homes, our families are going to be better. Love you. Take care of yourselves, and God bless you.